如果以今天我们所看到的报纸的话，人工价总共是42%，我想大家会不会接受这样的无理掠夺的建议呢？投资者都是高智商的。
172,000 Singaporean investors in shock. Their entire investments in Malaysian companies had been frozen by Malaysian authorities. It became clear that Singapore needed to put forward its own solution, but no one stepped forward. The Singaporean authorities were unable to settle the issue, and the Malaysian authorities refused to engage. One man stepped forward to take the lead, and he quickly assembled a team of committed Singaporeans. Never before have minority shareholders been organized like this. SIAS soon became the united voice of Singaporean retail investors. Several proposals were put forth to unlock the shares. SIAS stood firm. The only solution they would accept was the migration of the shares.
Manager has insisted that this matter has to be settled by the private sector. If SIAS cannot make progress, then we investors must act in our own interest. If there is a will, there is a way.
With almost 50,000 members, they proved a force to be reckoned with. And that is how the Securities Investors Association of Singapore was born. After 9 months of tough negotiating, SIAS finally managed to unlock about $2.5 billion in Singaporean investments in the Malaysian stock market. But that was only the beginning. Other corporate issues in Singapore came up which required the attention of SIAS. One of the biggest, China Aviation Oil, the Chinese jet fuel company, went under with $650 million worth of derivatives losses. Investors in Singapore were devastated. They saw no help in getting their money back. And that's when SIAS stepped in and negotiated a successful restructuring of the company. Controversially, SIAS was not in favor of taking class action against management. It advocated a more collaborative approach and instead negotiated a successful outcome which resulted in shareholders getting at least some of their money back for their shares.
CEO 呢和这个 SIAS 呢有个非常好的这么一个合作，非常好、非常密切的合作。这个在和他 SIAS 合作的经历过程中呢，我们深刻地感到了 SIAS 充分展示出了他这个负责任的态度。一方面呢，他积极地维护小股东的利益；另一方面呢，他能够充分理解我们上市公司的一些处境，提出了一些非常好的、宝贵的意见和建议。特别是在这个新加坡公司重组过程中，以大卫·杰勒先生领导这个 SIAS 起到非常关键的作用。所以说呢，我们整个这个重组成功呢，与这个 SIAS 呢是密不可分的。这个重组的成功呢，最大限度地维护了小股东利益。所以说，这个 SIAS 在这重组过程中，凭借他这种专业精神和负责任的态度呢，获得了上市公司和投资者的双重信任。我觉得这是非常不容易的。
Rather than the acrimonious standoffs and class action lawsuits which are common in the West, SIAS prefers to bring dissatisfied retail investors together with management of the companies in question. They'll sit in a boardroom, have a cup of tea, and try to work things out together. But it doesn't mean that SIAS is not tough on issues.
We met with the Securities Investor Association of Singapore President David Gerald earlier, and said he was encouraged by the group's assurance it would champion what it called minority shareholder rights.
The association said retail investors, like many of its members, are dismayed by both the magnitude and pattern of chartered share price and volume changes, and many of them have lost money.
And we told them today and yesterday when I met the board of directors, this won't do. They've got to get their act right. Transparency is required and should not be repeated.
Okay,
In the Singapore context, really, Mervyn, I think stock options must go.
Why?
Because it is not necessary. The salaries are high enough. They are getting bonuses and performance bonus.
The central limit order book debacle had proved an important point. Singaporean investors were stronger when they were together, but they needed to be smarter about their investment decisions. So far, 50,000 investors have undergone training in 400 investor education programs. SIAS has made it its mission not just to champion the rights of retail investors, but to raise the level of investor sophistication.
My name is Thomas, and I think it's really good that SIAS is actually providing this education form seminar to help people, all sorts of people, not just the really established, but even for people who are not so established, people like me who's just come out into the workforce for a few years.
Another thing I like about SIAS is that they give information and they don't push products, which is very, very objective view of things.
And that's not all. SIAS has taken on the cause of promoting good corporate governance in Singapore. They've introduced a couple of awards to reinforce this. One is called the Singapore Corporate Governance Award, and the other, the Most Transparent Company Award. Companies are rated on their performance in corporate governance, and they are rewarded accordingly.
When SIAS was being formed 10 years ago, David Gerald and his founder member came and see me to support the program. And we have given them support over these years. I must say that over the last 10 years, SIAS has done very good work to help retail investors in various issues. And I should congratulate SIAS for a decade of very good work. Congratulations again, SIAS.
Well, I believe, based on my recollection, SIAS has done very well over the past 10 years, evolving from just championing investor rights to participating actively in helping to develop Singapore into a regional financial hub and helping Singaporeans prepare for retirement through prudent investment. So going forward, I would like to wish SIAS and everyone, members and non-members, every success in all your endeavors. Because at the end of the day, each and every one of us has to retire. And it's good to know that we are adequately prepared through the efforts of SIAS. So good luck and thank you.
The best memory I have actually is of David himself. In my job, I came naturally to the conclusion that I should actually be more closely engaged with the retail investors. So, naturally one would look to David Gerald. And the first comment I got from, people within SGX was, he'll give you trouble. And I thought to myself, actually, if David is doing his job, he should be giving us some trouble from time to time. And, we should be looking for, on the whole, not someone just giving us trouble, but that he would also have a constructive engagement. And I must say, through the years, we have had a constructive engagement, and he lived up to that expectation somehow I intuitively had.
SIAS has laid a solid foundation, and I have no doubt that through conscious renewal of the management committee, it will grow further and will continue to serve outstandingly for the community at large, particularly the investment community.
Well, we are here after 10 years. We are very pleased that we have achieved what we set out to achieve, to educate, protect the small investors. 50,000 of them have so far been educated, 400 over programs, and we have been working with our corporate friends to promote corporate governance. These are areas that we think that we should be working very hard, and going forward for the next decade, we brought some young professionals into the management committee who will no doubt take this mission forward and achieve much more for SIAS and its members. I would like to thank my committee who worked hard with me to advance the objectives of SIAS, my corporate friends at SGX, and the board, various members of the boards of listed companies, senior managers who have supported our initiatives. Indeed, it's been a very rewarding 10 years. Thank you very much.
It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since retail investors in Singapore came together over the club issue. The original mandate has long been completed, and now a youth chapter has been formed, ensuring the long-term viability of SIAS. SIAS is actively involved with the extracurricular investment programs at Singapore's universities and polytechnics. It's already 1/3 of the way toward its goal of signing up 10,000 young investors. SIAS is also announcing the regeneration of its management team with the appointment of experienced retail banker Andrew Liu as advisor, associate professor Jeremy Goh, trainer James Leong, financial advisor Christopher Tan, and head of structured products at Royal Bank of Scotland Stanley Ng as new members of the SIAS Management Committee. So does this mean the Don will disappear into oblivion? Not a chance, says David Gerald. SIAS is here to